I'm Marc Elliott. I'm the owner of Texas Allstar Cheer and Dance. Been the owner since its inception in July of 2005 when I was a year out of college. So I've been doing this for now 20 years.
Hi, I'm Tor. I'm one of the owners and All-Star Director of Texas Allstar Cheer. So actually, the story is that Marc and myself, we've been neighbors since we were 9, 10 years old. So we grew up together going to elementary school, middle school, high school, and then we went to different colleges. He graduated and his cousin asked him to start a gym. So then he asked me, hey, I'm starting a gym down in Austin. Would you like to help me on this endeavor? I'm like, sure.
The early years were hard. I mean, they really were hard. You have to really be patient with people that are coming into your program because you're the new kid on the block.
We first started, our first team was a level 2 youth team at the very, very beginning. That was our first team. And then we had a couple of seniors, so we made a senior 2 and a youth 2. And then as we've grown through it, we have now gotten to 13 teams this season. This will be our biggest season yet.
20 years.
How does that make you feel?
Old. It makes me feel old. I have a lot less hair than I used to, but it's been a wonderful journey. You know, I think when I started this, you know, at 24 years old, I never really envisioned where it would go. And I'm really excited that, you know, God has kind of brought us along this path and really taken us through this journey. You know, the way we do it, I think for every owner it's a little bit different, but I think we all kind of have the same type of mindset, which is, you know, we want to see the next generation kind of get to experience that same joy and love for the sport that we got to grow up with. You know, you only get to live this experience for so long, and so I love that we get to be kind of a pit stop for them on their, you know, journey of life.
Really about family, and really the things I try to instill in our kids is that things that you use inside a cheer will hopefully carry on with you beyond cheer in your whatever situation you grow into the real world.
I'd say actually winning our very first banner at it was a summer nationals competition, ASC in South Padre Island. I think it was our second year, and we probably had no business being in the division we were in, but we just kind of gave it a shot and we made it as fun as possible. We ended up winning, and I still have that banner hanging today. It's actually near the center of our wall because it's the very first one we won, and it finally felt like maybe we had arrived a little bit and we kind of know what we're doing a little bit. So it was definitely, that was a fun memory.
I remember it was a squad of, I believe it was 12 kids. We had one back tuck in that routine, and we competed level 3. And she competed that only one round off back handspring back that allows to be level 3. And we hit a routine, everything stayed up, and it was great. I do remember that moment and watching our little ones tumble, and our one person do that round off back handspring back to the middle, and winning at that time was like, wow, oh my gosh, we did it. We got our first one into the books.
We wore t-shirts and Sophie shorts, which is like, I'm sure the kids now would be stunned that that's what we wore on the mat. But we did, and it was just so much fun. It was like, yeah, it was fun to compete, but just the overall experience, you know, it's so small compared to like D2 Summit, but that in my mind, that's how it was for us. Like this weekend down in South Padre at the beach. Oh, and we're also going to compete. Back in the day, that was our summit, you know.
Winning your first NCAA is a big deal. I mean, you know, and going to your first summit is a big deal. And those were definitely really big accomplishments. And they're things that I do remember vividly. But I would say, you know, while I love that, again, seeing kids grow in our program and just kind of attain that whatever goals theirs might be. You know, some of it is just to get a back handspring, some of it's to make their middle school team, some of it's to cheer in college, and some of it's just to enjoy their time while they're in the program as they go off to beauty school or whatever the next steps are.
it's not always about winning. It's what you can do out there, put your best product and knowing that whatever you did was your absolute best. At the end of the day, our jackets disappear, our trophies get old, but your characteristics and your personality do continue to produce at the end of that. And you still carry those traditions and values beyond the gym at that point in life.
Down on 3, 506. Wait on your switch, wait on it, wait on it. Better.
I can't even think about what the next 20 years would look like. It's hard, again, to think about the fact that it's already been 20 years. Obviously, we want to continue to grow. I mean, I would love to see another 20 years us to build another gym that's larger, to continue to just, hold our growing capacity here as students. It's always good to forecast where you want to be, but I also want to make sure that we're kind of living in the moment, making sure that we're just enjoying that time, because it does go by so quickly, and making sure that we're not taking, for granted the relationships that we're building.
I'm in awe to stand back and think back to when they were just in this old gym that we used to run in the back where there was like 18-wheeler trucks parked, and now to have this beautiful facility and so many kids, the kids often ask me, what team were you on, Coach Chrissy, when you were here? And we only had one team. I was on the team. To go from quite literally one team to now 12 teams in this beautiful building, with a gym that now has after-school programs and summer camps that now my kids get to be part of, it gives me chills just thinking about. I'm so proud to be part of it, and so honored to have the chance to be an athlete and now a coach.